weekdays at 12 Eastern. Catch it all right here Monday through Friday on FS1.
Great to have you back. M-Drive. Feel stronger, more energy. Go to M-Drive. BuyMDrive.com today. Refine your prime with M-Drive. BuyMDrive.com today. Put in the code HERD. All right, Chris Broussard is joining us. By the way, top of the hour, Greg Cosell, 35. You ever listen to Greg Cosell on my show?
Yes.
Holy moly. Oh, my God, he's amazing. And also, there's a lot of job openings in the NFL. I feel incredibly strongly about one guy and one job. That'll be coming up. I want to go back to Chris Broussard. So let's start with this. So LeBron James now has his own TV empire, right, with Maverick Carter. And he talked on a show the other day saying that, you know, when I won that title against Golden State, the best team ever, I felt pretty good about myself. Here's LeBron.
That one right there made me the greatest player of all time.
For so many reasons.
You know, everybody was just talking how they were the greatest team of all time. Like, they was the greatest team ever assembled. And for us to come back, you know, the way we came back in that fashion, I was like, you did something special.
Now, Michael Jordan, people dug up an old Michael Jordan interview with Mike Wilbon where he said, well, if you asked me, I'd never say that. Now, my takeaway is it's a different place. Michael was understood as the best player ever in 2009. So it's easy to be humble when people say you're the greatest, right, Mike? And Mike says,
that's true. You are right about
it's
that.
different when people constantly tell you you're not the greatest and you get a little defensive. So I defend LeBron on being authentic because we know that Michael can be petty. We know that Michael privately probably thought he was the greatest, but it's easier to be humble when you're acknowledged as the greatest at something.
Yeah, a lot to say about this. Number one, I've had private communication with Jordan and asked him things like the GOAT conversation. And he has always said privately, you can't compare eras. The same thing he said to Mike Wilbon in that interview, he said privately off the record, you can't really control interviews. There was another interview he did after he won 3 straight.
Yeah.
And he was asked about, you know, the greatest. Does this mean you're the greatest and all that? What he said was the thing that I love about it, I'm paraphrasing, was that Isaiah Thomas, Larry Bird, and Magic Johnson never did this, never won 3 straight. Notice what he did. He compared the players he played against. He didn't say Kareem because he didn't face Kareem in his prime. He didn't say Oscar Robertson. He didn't say Jerry West or Wilt Chamberlain. He said guys he could play against. So what I'm saying is Jordan has been consistent in saying you can't compare eras. Now with LeBron, that's a great point. Jordan was understood. You're the GOAT. LeBron, it's not the case. I have 2 theories on this. And the authenticity, I got to give LeBron major props.
That's what I said.
Whether it's shut up and dribble, the shop, or more than an athlete, he is saying whatever he wants.
And he's saying
whether you like it or not.
What he truly believes, he says, and sometimes it gets him in trouble.
Yeah, he's in a place where he feels like he can say and do whatever he wants. But as far as the GOAT, 2 theories. 1, LeBron has always said, I want to be like Muhammad Ali, global icon. That's a direct quote. The things he's doing outside of the sport. Ali is as recognized for what he did outside of his sport as what he did in the boxing ring. LeBron is probably going to get to that point, as great as he is as a player, where he's recognized for doing so much off the court. And the third thing about Ali, why do we say he's the greatest? Didn't have the greatest record, lost fights, had controversial victories.
Yeah.
We say it in part because he kept telling us. He kept saying it. And you said slight it. You put it out there. You keep saying it. And we all say he's the greatest. I wonder if LeBron is taking a slice out of the Ali pie and saying, I'm going to start putting it out there. Because this is his company. They could edit anything he says.
That's right.
He knew what he was doing. And I wonder if he wants to start putting it out there. Then he's not running from the conversation. My second theory
that's good.
is he is of a different generation. And music impacts you. Hip-hop, I'm a hip-hop generation. That impacted me. My mannerisms to a certain degree, things like that. Michael Jordan grew up on R&B, rhythm and blues, okay? LeBron grew up on hip-hop. Dr. Dre, NWA, Jay-Z, I'm this, I'm that, I'm the greatest, I'm all that. And that may be a part too. But whatever the case, kudos to LeBron saying for what he wants to say. I don't agree. I think Michael Jordan is the greatest.
By the way, we talked about this in our morning meeting. I wasn't going to talk about it, but you bring it up. Also, Michael was doubted by his dad, by his high school coach. Dean Smith put him in a system. The Pistons put him in his place. Michael constantly had to break through and prove.
Right.
So there was a fundamental understanding that nothing was given to Michael. LeBron was the chosen one, the AAU circuit. I don't have to go to college and play in a system. I am the system. So LeBron and Michael have grown up. Michael grew up in a little more deferential era, whereas my dad said not good enough. My high school coach, Dean Smith, the Pistons banged on me. So Michael, in a different generation, his generation is not going to say publicly, I'm the man. Ali was a complete outlier. And a lot of his
there
was
never been a fighter to talk like that, or athlete, period.
And Rob Parker made a great point yesterday. Remember this, Joy? Rob Parker made
boxing is a complete... It's
Boxing,
impossible to compare boxing
You're
to
trying to
anything
sell
else.
tickets.
You're selling yourself?
Yeah,
Conor McGregor's saying I'm the greatest.
But Ali, fighters weren't doing that before Ali. You know, Joe Louis didn't do that. Rocky Marciano didn't do. Nobody did. Ali was unique when he came out and started bragging, and people didn't like him for it, including African Americans.
My dad didn't like him. I loved him.
Right. Like, my dad wanted him to get knocked out by Sonny Liston.
My dad wanted him to get knocked out by Frazier.
Yeah, but once he started winning and proving it, then people got on the bandwagon. Here's the thing about LeBron, and people don't think of LeBron like this because he's so polished. LeBron is gangster.
What do you mean?
He's like,
what?
LeBron is a boss.
What do you mean?
What did LeBron do when he said, look, all these owners, all these front office people, they can put teams together. They can uproot, players, families, and build their team. He said, why can't a player do it? He said, I can make I'm the show. We're the reason people are coming to watch us. Why can't I put a team together? And he put together Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh, the big three, and changed this whole era of basketball. The same thing he's doing off the court. I don't have to go to the media to get my point across. I don't have to let them be the medium, let them do the editing. I'm going to control the narrative. I'm going to control what people see about me. That and coming out and saying you the greatest, you the GOAT. LeBron is a boss. I mean, seriously, like people don't think of him that way because he's so polished and all that.
God, I would love to be.
But he likes to control things, and that's fine.
I want to be a gangster.
I mean that in a good way.
I'm gonna be, from now on, I'm gonna be a radio gangster.
This is completely derailed.
I am the gangster of radio. You don't mess with me.
I blame you.
You don't mess with me. All right, you're great. Greg Cosell is too. That's good points. You really over-delivered it, sir.
It was fun.